After the All-Star break, West and his teammates got rolling again with the same fluid grace that had already carried them so far. The numbing effect of the Lakers produced many team records, but the second half of the season also saw some memorable individual milestones. Against the Portland Trailblazers, Wilt Chamberlain, who already holds every league scoring record, was now on the verge of bettering Bill Russell's all-time rebounding mark. In the first quarter, he was matched against a young Portland rookie named Sidney Wicks, and soon, big number 13 got set for a career record that may never be broken. With 1 minute and 52 seconds left in the first quarter, Wilt gently grabbed his 12th rebound, and the NBA all-time rebounding record was his. Time was called with the Lakers holding a commanding lead. Wilt Chamberlain was treated to a warm reception by his happy hometown fans and the visiting Portland Trailblazers, who showed their appreciation for the man who has meant so much to NBA basketball. The 17,505 fans at the Forum acknowledged his efforts, and so did the young man destined to become NBA Rookie of the Year. As Wilt concentrated his efforts on dominating the backboards, Gail Goodrich and Jerry West continued to lead the Lakers in points and were fast becoming the highest scoring pair of guards in history. But Chamberlain was no stranger to offense either. On February 16th, against the Phoenix Suns, Wilt needed only 16 points to reach the unprecedented 30,000-point plateau. Nearing the end of the third quarter, the moment came strangely enough on a goaltending call.
Goaltending. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 points by Wilt Chamberlain, created NBA history. 30,000 points for the great Wilt Chamberlain, ladies and gentlemen. 13 years in the NBA, 30,000 points.
Wilt was presented with a game ball, and Phoenix fans, as well as those back in Los Angeles, just couldn't get enough of the Lakers. And some just couldn't get enough of the Laker fans. The regular season was drawing to a close when the Golden State Warriors invaded the Forum. But the starting quintet of Chamberlain, McMillan, West, Goodrich, and Hairston got the jump on their traditional rivals. It soon was a rare occasion when any Warrior could penetrate the Laker defense or stop the fast break either. And when a temporarily healthy Keith Erickson entered the game, the Lakers didn't lose a step. They continued to press the Warriors, and the contest quickly turned into a rout. Every time Golden State made a great move, it was countered by 2 or 3 from the Lakers. And finally, the Warriors' frustration surfaced when Jim Barnett stopped Wilt the only way they hadn't tried yet. Fortunately for Mr. Barnett, Wilt has a great sense of humor, and he let the incident pass without further action. By the end of the third quarter, the Lakers had a 43-point lead, and the Los Angeles crowd was impressed, including one of the Lakers' best fans, Mrs. Jerry West. With the entire starting 5 on the bench for the fourth period, Leroy Ellis and company continued to make a shambles of the playoff-bound Warriors. Ellis and his pals were watched with glee by the remaining Laker fans and the starters of this amazing basketball machine. When it was all over, the Lakers had smashed the Warriors by 63 points, 162 to 99, and no team in NBA history has ever won a game by a wider margin. The Pacific Division title was theirs, and the Lakers prepared for the playoffs. The rugged Chicago Bulls, the league's third-best record at their command, were the first-round opponent. And even though the Lakers won 4 straight, none of the victories were easy. Los Angeles simply owned the last 2 minutes of each game, and that was enough. They won their first-round playoffs, but right behind them loomed a center named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The world champions had advanced easily. Now the long-awaited showdown was a reality. Laker owner Jack Kent Cooke arrived early for Game 1, and his fabulous form was jammed with fans dreaming of a championship. But what they saw was a nightmare. Jerry West knew he was in for a bad game when this shot didn't fall, and his teammates fared no better. The usually boisterous LA fans were silent as Oscar Robertson and Abdul-Jabbar totally controlled the game. And when it was all over, Milwaukee had held the Lakers to their lowest point total ever, 72. And Laker playoff hopes were at their lowest too. Three days later, theaters throughout Los Angeles carried Game 2 on closed-circuit TV because the Forum again was sold out. And after second-year pro Jim McMillan's career-high 42 points, Angelenos forgot game number 1. The Lakers hung on to win, and now, with the series tie, coaches Larry Costello and Bill Sharman engaged in their own personal duel over the next 3 games. Sharman and his Lakers took the edge in the series 3 games to 2, but trailed at halftime of Game 6 in Milwaukee. If the Lakers could win here, the Western Conference title would be theirs. But through the third quarter and into the fourth, things went from bad to worse. Despite the heroic efforts of a determined Wilt Chamberlain, the Bucks ballooned their lead to 10 points with less than 9 minutes remaining. Neither Wilt nor Coach Bill Sharman wanted the series to go 7 games, but the Bucks were now in great position to put Los Angeles away. The Lakers had been down before and had come back to win, but Coach Costello's Bucks are particularly adept at protecting a lead. The next several minutes would tell. Milwaukee went patiently to their strong suit, Abdul-Jabbar, but Chamberlain was all over him. And when he finally was able to get the ball to Gail Goodrich, the littlest Laker delivered. Then, for the first time in the game, Wilt began going to the basket, and the Lakers closed the gap. Suddenly it was 97-all with 2 minutes remaining. And this time it was the NBA's assist champion, Jerry West, teaming with Goodrich. And at the same time, Happy Hairston was hit and fouled. After his free throw, the Lakers led by 3. And from there, West and Chamberlain also hit from the line to ensure the incredible comeback. Coaches Sharman and Casey Jones could rest easy because Larry Costello's Milwaukee Bucks' fine season and 1-year reign as world champions was over. The Lakers were in the finals. As they had done so many times in compiling their record 69-13 season, the Lakers had come from behind, and victory was all the sweeter.